Welcome back to ICRS 2014 in Atlanta. I'm with a very good friend that I'm always excited to have you.
Thank
you.
you.
I clear the schedule. If I had to get you in there, I will get you in there somehow.
I appreciate it. So you're going to be my protector.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so if I'm bullied, you're going to protect me?
I will protect you. Oh, they'll be hurting. I'm sorry. I'll have to be violent if they're
They'll be
messing with you.
hurting?
Yeah.
So you're going to become a bully?
Well, I'm going to have to sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about that today. June has a very great book out. Of course, this is June Hunt, for those that don't know it. And we welcome you to the show.
Thank you.
She's talk about her book, Bullying No More. We're going to talk about that in just a second, but tell us what's been going on. I know that you're doing video streams now, and you're doing a lot of other things. That's a big, you can reach a broader audience by doing that.
That's true. That's true.
I know you've been on radio for quite some time.
Yes. Yes, we have 2 radio programs. One is called Hope for the Heart, which is 30-minute daily teaching, and then a 2-hour nighttime call-in counseling program where people call about whatever they want to know about. I never know what the questions will be, but 2 hours every night called Hope in the Night.
You know, all the RevMedia radio guys, y'all know this. She's on it. Y'all know she's on this one. And we get a lot of one of our main listening. We just changed our servers and changed our platform over. We merged our TV and our radio together now. So we have people are just listening to. I call it the counseling and prayer channel, and you're the main one on there and we take a lot of your shows and we put them on there. We have Hope in the Night on that one, and then Hope for the Heart's on our talk radio, and it's consistent. You know, people come to that because it's a quality program, and they listen for hours and hours. They're listening on there, and I know that it's given someone that's hurting some help.
Yes.
And that's why I'm faithful to it. My son Nathaniel, he's faithful to it. He's making sure he's down. I tell you, got to get Mrs. Hunt stuff. Okay, I'm working on it.
Just plain old June. Just call me June.
Yeah, he calls you Miss Hunt.
Well, that's very thoughtful, very respectful.
And so he loves taking care of that for you too. And that's his job at the station to make sure he gets that's his channel. He takes care of for us, and he does a real good job on it.
You commend him.
Okay, I will. Okay. I will. And tell us about the Bully No More.
Well, really, a publisher especially wanted this particular book. I had taught on it, but we didn't have the printed material on it. And truthfully, the reason I taught on it was because I was beginning to teach at school conferences and for like ACSI, Association of Christian Schools International. And I taught on bullying several times there, but the reason it's so significant is the number of suicides, David. It just breaks your heart. Here you have, especially when you see on television, you hear on radio that so-and-so, age 8, so-and-so's age 12 or 14 or whatever, has committed suicide. But not just them, not just that age group, the youth. A few months ago, there was a woman in Australia. She was a model, and she committed suicide because she was being bullied. So we're talking about people who have been wounded, who are abused. Now, sometimes it's like for adults, they call it verbal and emotional abuse.
Okay.
For kids, it's typically called bullying, but there's elder abuse. I mean, so what we're talking about is bullying means any deliberate, hostile activity that's abusive. It's talking about verbal or physical or emotional abuse involving an imbalance of power.
Okay.
It's a stronger person or an older person identifying a target, somebody who's weak, somebody that I can harm, because the intent is to harm, or to induce fear, because then that makes me feel more powerful, and I want to feel more powerful. And actually, what you find is bullies, they actually feel superior.
That's amazing. What is bullycide?
Well, that is literally the term for suicide caused by bullying. So it is, and it's on the increase. And there's a reason for that, David. When you were a little boy or you were a young man, you could be hit by kids at school, maybe some in the neighborhood, but typically you walk into your home and you can go and be in solitude in your bedroom, or there's a home is supposed to be a
escape.
A haven of refuge. Today, it's not the same.
That's true.
We're talking about 24/7 internet, social media. We're talking about bullying. It's called cyberbullying. So through electronic media, it's you're so fat, you're ugly. Why don't you just kill yourself? And these are words that are said. You're a whore. You're a whatever name calling, and there are different activities that are used by bullies that are powerfully destructive to a person who could be tender, who could be weak, anyone who is handicapped, smaller. In fact, I just was on an airplane coming here and coming to this convention, and the bottom line is, this 15-year-old asked, what are you going to be doing in Atlanta? I said, well, I'm going to a conference for selling books. It's like a Christian Booksellers Association kind of conference. And she said, oh, so did you write a book? And I said, yes, I wrote a book on bullying. And then she was surprised, kind of took her back, and she said, I was bullied. I said, really? Why? She said, because I was so short. So short, either too short, too tall, by the perception of the bully, picking out a feature that, and it's always negative.
Yeah.
So really, what you're talking about is by virtue of suicides, it's like you can't get away from these messages that in our culture today, especially in the youth culture.
What is the root cause for the bullier, the bully?
I'm going to share something with you that most people don't know. Bullies have all been bullied. And they hated what happened to them. So they could just cower and feel bad about themselves. Or they could take the role of, you hurt me, I'm going to hurt you. And so they literally seek to overpower, and they find, oh, this feels good. Good. I'm not bullied anymore. And that's true, because the bully has to find somebody they can bully, somebody who will be fearful, somebody who will not fight back. And so, bottom line, it's I have a right to hurt you. I have a right. In fact, they feel justified in their bullying. There's not guilt. There's not shame or remorse. And I deserve to treat you however I want to treat you. And I can overpower you if I want to. That's the mindset. Now, the right belief is.
That's great.
Okay. Now, the right belief is, I've given my life to Christ. He has given me His power to be the person I was created to be.
Amen.
And to actually help those who need help, not hurt those who need help.
I love that on the picture you have a young girl.
Yes.
I mean, it just tells you the whole story right there, holding the phone.
Yeah.
It just speaks to you. Yeah. So and I'm glad you gave me a copy, because I'm gonna have each of my children, all of them, read it.
Great.
Because I always ask them, and I'm always concerned. Just because I know they have good hearts. And I asked them, "Are you everything that's okay at school? Is anyone bullying you?" I go,
Good
you can always talk to me about that. And they're like, "Dad, leave us alone." No, Dad, we're fine. And they're like, because they don't want to share, but I think they're good. But I always ask. I want to always let them know I'm open to talk to them. And
you are a wise parent, because most parents don't even know to do that, and so they think, well, nobody's asking me, nobody's paying any attention to me. But thank you for being a wise father. I would say that kids typically won't talk about it. They don't admit it. But what you do is you're giving them the opportunity, you've opened the door for them to come to you if that is the case. And
Absolutely.
they need that opportunity.
Amen. And then what I also did with the older ones for now is I have them have at least once a month talk to one of my cousins that are youth pastor. Kind of, they feel they can talk to them. So as long as you're getting talked to, that's all I'm concerned about. I do my part, and I'm here to talk to you. But they feel like, I don't know, for some reason kids don't like talking to their parents. And I got to remember when I was their age, I didn't want to talk to my parents either. So there's nothing that I'm doing wrong.
You know what you find is sometimes they will be drawn to the parents of a friend.
Yes.
And then it's like you can have more influence sometimes on the kids, your kids' friends.
Yes.
And so and I've talked to parents where it's that
Yeah.
way, where they are most influential in their friend's life. But let me just say, one thing that you want to do is to let them know that the most important person in that triad of the bully, the bullied, and the bystander, the most significant person to make a difference is the bystander.
Tell us about that.
A bystander is one who sees that there is abuse and chooses to take a stand. Most don't do that. They're afraid of becoming bullied, and so they can be bystanders, but they will go on and laugh at whatever because they're afraid.
Yeah.
But instead, tell them you have an opportunity to be a hero here. You have an opportunity to do something. If you see somebody who's being bullied, you go stand by them. You stand by them and say, don't talk to my friend that way. Or, stop talking that way. You confront it because the target is weaker. There's something that is specific about the target that they think that the bully thinks can be mashed.
And they tend to be being ganged up on because if one person's accusing or joking around at them, then other people are laughing. They feel like everyone's making fun of it when it's just this one instigator doing it, and it's hard for them to speak up for themselves. I remember growing up, going through high school, nothing like it is now, but I was always the guy people would come to when somebody was bullying them, just for me to go talk to them and tell them to leave them alone.
Good for you.
And I've always stood up for that. I always like, hey, stop that. Especially in sports, they knew not to mess with. But I told them leave them alone. They would leave them alone, and but it wasn't as bad as it's today. It's so crazy. But you know what? I think this is. It's something I'll say on TV as well. I think this generation, these kids are going through the toughest times we never had to go through, and I think they're stronger than us. Well, they just need the right guidance. I think they're strong, they're wonderful. I mean, they're the great minds of the future, great faith of the future, but they just need a little bit more of our attention than we normally think they would need. And I really see that there's wonderful kids out there, so smart. I mean, smarter than I was ever at that age. Good Lord. And I'm like, if they can just get a hold of something and just go on to the next area. Would you just share, we got about a minute left here, would you just share real quickly some advice to someone that may be getting bullied?
Yes. Uh-oh, I can't. Hold on.
That's okay. Need some water, darling, so you're good?
I do, and we've got some right there. Oh, in that white, sorry. It's green, it's red. I'm giving every
That's
color.
okay,
I think
we're
I
fine.
put some water in there.
I know I'm usually talking, my throat goes out all the time, so it's no problem. And you've probably done a lot of interviews already.
Thank you. Okay. What do you think about this? Because we can easily do the one who's being bullied. What about how do you talk to the bully? Would you talk
go
to
ahead.
a person
That's
if
fine.
a bully is saying, "Ha ha," but
Give us something that the bystander could go and talk to the bully about.
okay. I wrote something that might be helpful for you to consider if you are the bully. There's an old saying that goes something like this: treat other people the way you want them to treat you. Now, is that what you would want? Would you want others to treat you the way you want to be treated? Obviously, for everyone, it is a yes. And have you ever thought about this? What enables you to be respected? Do you want to be respected? The truth is, everybody wants to be respected. So you have a choice. I want you to think about it. You have a choice. You can applaud. Sorry. Sorry. Yes. Okay.
It's okay.
Thank you. I'm sure you can do something there? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want people to value you based on you helping others? Or do you want people to think badly of you because of the way you are treating other people badly? If you want to be respected, you need to make the right choice. Do you want to be admired? The truth is, everybody wants to be admired. So, do you want people to think highly of you because of you protecting others? Or do you want others to think badly of you because you are picking on others? Do you want people to admire you because of helping others? Or do you want people to think badly of you because you're harming others? I want you to think about it this way. People everywhere are looking for heroes. You have an opportunity to be a hero, to be a help to people around you. Or you can be a harm to other people. But people want heroes. You can choose to be that kind of a hero. Jesus himself is the one who said, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." So if you really want people to treat you in the right way, the way you would want to be treated, realize Jesus himself was the one who lifted up the weak. He helped those who were helpless. Why not do it his way? After all, he's the one who changed the world.
Amen. Thank you so much, Ms.
Thank you.
June. I appreciate you.
Great to
I
see
really
you.
do.
Thank
We'll be back with another great guest. We'll be able to get your book. Where do they get your book at?
Hopefortheheart.org.
Hopefortheheart.org is where you can get the book. God
Thank
bless you. We'll be right back with another great guest.